I make it 12 o'clock bang on then. So without further ado then, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to lot number 101 today. Is this 2007 Mercedes-Benz. It's the CL500. Nice looking car this one is. Flagship Grand Tourer from the Mercedes-Benz, this one there. With a fresh MOT on it as well. Online's been bidding away. We're straight in with the online bidder now at 700, but I've got 800. 800's my bid here. At 800, 800. 900's in online. I've got £1,000 now. Go 1,100 if you wish to go again. At 1,000 we're bid. On the book, 1,100. 1,200 back to my commission bidder now. At 1,200, 1,200. Say 13 if you wish to go again. At £1,200 is going to sell today. No reserve on this one. It must be sold today. At 1,200, 1,300, gentleman's bid. 1,400, gentleman's bid. 1,500 now. At 1,500, left-handed down here. At 1,500, would you like 16? At 1,500's bid. At 1,500, 1,500. Are we finishing done? Online, you're coming back for one more. 16's back in. Gentleman's bid. Shakes the head now. Before you, Molly, I took the gentleman's bid at 1,600. Needs to be 17 online if you're coming back in. Gentleman's bid at £1,600. 17's bid online. Welcome to you in Wigan. You're back in now. At 1,700, 1,700. Take 18 now if you wish to go again. At 1,700 is the bid. With the online bidder here at £1,700 bid. Say 18 for one more. If not, hammers up. We're selling today. At 1,700, 1,700. 18 already online, sir. 1,800 now. We'll stay in the hundreds. Won't go any lower than that on the increments. At 1,800, West Midlands bidder, you're in. At 1,800, say 19 if anyone else wishes to come in now. Are we finished and done? At £1,800 then. Hammers up. This is your last chance in fair warning. 1,900. Wigan bidders back. At 1,900, 1,900. 2,000 if you wish to go again. At £1,900. It's going to sell today. Make no mistake online. At 1,900, 1,900. Are we finished and done? At 1,900. We'll count it down then. Once at 1,900. Twice. Finished, done, and selling away with the online bid at £1,900. Sold it there. Online bidder, £1,900. That is your bid to bidder number 20169. Thank you very much, online bid. Then we go down to the next lot in today's sale. Is this lovely 1955. It's the Singer Hunter there. Love the medallion on this one. It's got that lovely little horse on the front there as well. I'm going to go straight in with my low commission bid of £300 we start. I'd like to see 400 next. At 300's bid, coming in for the 4. At 300, 300 we're bid. 400's bid online. My commission's done. At £400 with the online bidder here. Say 5 if anyone else wishes to have a go now. At £400 is bid with the online bid. At 400, 400. I'll take 50s on this one if you want to come back in for one more 50. At 450's bid. At 450, 450 and 5. At £500 now. Say 50 again. At £500 with the online bidder here. At 500, 500. Would you like to go again, underbidder? You coming back in for one more 550 you do. Next bid 6. At 550, 550. £600 again. Straight back in. Thanking you, online bidders. At £600 is the bid. Say 50 again if you wish to go again online. At £600 is the bid. At 600, 600, 650 now. At 650 with our Norfolk bidder this time. At 650 and 7. At £700. Back to Hampshire it goes. At 700, 700 with you online. At £700, if we're finished and done, it's going to sell 750. At 750's bid, 800 straight back in. Would you like to go again? At £800 is the bid. At 800, 800, say 50 again online. If not, hammers up and away it goes. Are we finished and done? 850's bid. Norfolk's back in now at 850. Would you like to go 9 in Hampshire? At £850 is going to sell today. So make no mistake, if we're finished and done, hammers up at 850 once. At 850 twice. Last chance in fair warning. It sells online at 850. Sold at 850. Thank you, online bidder. 678. Early day bidder there. Thank you very much. Coming back in. 678. That's your bid. We move down the list. We go to lot number 103, 1972. It's the Rover P6. And for the first time today, over to you, Lewis.
Thank you very much, Tom. And wanted to talk a little bit about this 1968 Rover P6. Now, the P6, I'd describe it as a bit of a gentleman's express. You've got very refined, understated exterior, but with that 3.5 litre V8 under there, you've got the performance to go with it. But what if you wanted to experience that a little bit differently? Well, we come to a car like this. I think this car is perfect for something like the old rallies. You know, the time trials where you go to different places at set times. You've got your co-driver, you know, sometimes you go through lovely hills in the south of France, experience a new place. And you get a car that's like this, where the fundamentals of this are excellent. You've got a heritage certificate with it. It's an original UK supplied car. You've got the lovely Rostar wheels on there. The interior looks in great condition. And overall, it's not completely perfect. There's a couple of minor spots and bits. But if you're going to take it out and actually use it and enjoy this car, this is more than enough for your requirements. And again, with that big V8 under there, you'll actually love touring through the countryside. Again, the P6, a very advanced car, the De Dion rear axle, ahead of its time really on that suspension. But at £5,000 to £7,000, a great way to get into a classic, get out there and enjoy yourself. But to see what it's going to go for, I'll hand back over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. There we go. The Rover P6. Online's jumped straight in at 1,000, but I've got 1,200, 1,400, 1,600, 1,800, 2,000. We start here. At 2,000, we'll stay in the 200s now. At 2,000, 2,000. Amongst my commission bids here, you're out online. At £2,000 is the bid now at 2. At 2,000, 2-2's bid. 2-4 back to me. At 2,400, we go again. At 2,004, say 2.6 if you're coming in for one more. At 2,400 is the bid now at 2,006. 2,008 is that coming in. That's my commission out. You're in online at 2,008. At 2,800 is the bid. At 2,000, 2,008, would you like to go 3? At £2,800 is the current bid. Online with you. At 2,008 in Norfolk at the minute. At 2,008, say 3,000 to go again. At 3,000 you do. New bidder entirely. 3.2 now. At 3,002. At 3.2, 3.2, 3.2. At 3,200 is your bid online. At £3,200, there's a couple of you online bidders still queuing to go. Would you wish to go 3.4? At 3,002, or anyone in the room like to have a go here? Stunning Rover P6, this one. At just 3,200 is the bid. At 3,000, 3,002. At 3,200, are we finished and done? We will submit the bid today, make no mistake. At £3,200, our last chance in fair warning on this one. At 3,002. Say 3.4 for one more. At 3,200 the bid. I'll count it down then with the online bidder here. It's with you now in Scunthorpe. At 3,200 is the bid. At 3,002. Once with the online bidder then at £3,200 is the bid now at 3,002. Twice. Last chance. Fair warning then, if we're finished and done at just £3,200, if that's all it's going to be today, we'll submit the bid to the vendor at 3,200 finished and done. That's your bid online, 3,739, £3,200. That is a provisional bid with you online. Moving on down we go to lot number 104. In today's auction is this 1997. It's the Westfield. It's the SE wide engaging lightweight sports vehicle. This. Look how great that looks from the Lotus 7 replica. We're straight in with you, online bidder. I'm sorry, online, but I'm going to have to take 2,000 with my commission bidder here at £2,000. Say 2.5 if anyone wants to come in. At £2,000 is on the book with me here. At 2,000, 2,000 we start. Say 2.5 if anyone wishes to come in now. At £2,000, 2.5 you do. At 2,005 takes my commission bid out. At 2,005. At 2,005, say 3,000 now. At 2,005 is the bid. At 2,005, say 3 for one more if you're coming in for 3. At 2,005, I'll tell you what, we'll go 750. We'll take the 250 on this one. Would anyone like a quarter bite? The online bid here at 2,005. 2,750. Gentlemen's before you, unfortunately, online, but 3,000 now. Newton Abbott bidder at £3,000. We'll stay in the quarters on this one. At 3,000, 3,000. Currently in the Newton Abbott, 3,250. Gentlemen's bid seated now at 3,250. Newton Abbott, would you like to go 3.5? At 3,250, the bid is here in the room. At £3,250. At 3,250, 3,250. Make it 3.5 if you wish to go again. At 3,250, I'm going to start counting it down then. Gentlemen's bid here seated. Being nice and patient at 3,005. Thank you online. At 3,005. At 3,000, 3,005. Say 750 if you're coming back in. At 3,005 with the online bidder here. At 3,005. Are we finishing done then? At £3,500 is your bid online. At 3,005. I'll tell you what, I'll go 3.6 if it helps you out. At 3,005, would you like 3.6? 3.6 is bid. Thank you, sir. Gentleman's bid now at 3,006. Online, you need to make it 3.7. 3.7 straight away. At 3,007, would you like to go 3.8? Shakes the head. It's an online bid here. Currently in Cheshire at the minute at £3,700. At 3,007. Take 3.8 from anyone else. There's a few of you still hovering online. Would you like to come in for one more? At 3,700 with our Cheshire bidder at the minute at 3,007. At 3,000, 3,738, new bidder this time. Norfolk's back in, 3,900. There we go. At 3,009, say 4 now. At 3,009, don't leave your bid too long online. At £3,900, the bid is currently in Cheshire. At 3,009, say 4 for one more. At 3,000, 3,009, are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning. If you're coming back for one more, now's your chance. At 3,009, 4 you do. Thanking you very much. Norfolk bidder, you're back in now. At 4,000 bid. And we are on outright sale. It's going to sell today at £4,000. Go one for one more. At 4,000, I'll put the hammer up now. If that sharpens your pencils online, at £4,000 is going to sell. At 4,000, 4,000, would you like another 100 now? At £4,000 is the bid then. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance, fair warning. This time and away then. Once, twice, and it sells. At 4,001 just in. At 4,1's bid. At 4,001. At 4,000, 4,001, would you like to go 4-2 online? At £4,100 is the bid. And selling today at 4,100 once. At 4,100 twice. Finished, done. Sells this time and away it goes at £4,100. Sold at £4,100. Thank you, online bidder 17148. Thank you. Moving on down the list we go to lot number 105 in today's sale. It's the first of the bikes today then. The first of the bikes, we got 1981. It's the Suzuki. It's the GSX 250. No reserve bike today. I'm straight in. Couple of bids on my book. I'm in at 50. I've got 100. Let's go 50 next. At 100's bid. 150 for one more. At £100 here. Cheap little bike this is. At just £100 on the book with me today. At £100 is bid. Say 50 if anyone else wants to have a go here. Suzuki GSX 250 at £100 is going to sell. At 100, 100. Would anyone like to come in for one more 50? At £100 is the bid. 150, gentleman's bid in the middle at 150. Say 200 if anyone else wants to come back in. My commission's done. At £150 with the gentleman in the middle of the room. At 150, make it 2 if anyone else wishes to have a go. At 150, 200 you do. At 200 bid, would you like another 50, sir? 250's bid, thanking you. At £250, gentleman's bid. Make it 3 online, 3 you do, thank you. At 300, stands away. At 300, your bid online. At 300, it's gonna sell. Are we finished and done? Would anyone else like to have a go here? At just £300, the hammer is up. At 300 once, at 300 twice. This time then, and away it goes at £300 with the online bidder at 300. Sold for 300, thanking you. £300, sold your way, 11405. Lot number 106, we have the free stage sales process, ladies and gentlemen. The earlier you get your vehicles into us, the earlier they go on sale. The Ford Mustang was already sold prior to auction. Lot number 107, one of my favorites in today's sale, the 1988 Lancia Delta Integrale. And over to you, Lewis.
Thank you very much, Tom. I'm not surprised it's one of your favorites because this really is one of the poster cars of the era. I mean, we're talking about a time where Lancia are on top of the world in the Rally Championship. I believe it was 5 years in a row, which is a record that's unbeaten to this day. And again, looking at the car, previously it was registered in Germany. It's been in former ownership for 12 years. It's had a full nut and bolt restoration. And I mean, going up and down the car, I'm inclined to believe that quite a good job was done with it. Although I have a relatively funny story about the Integrale. I had a friend who moved over to Tenerife. And if you live over there, you've got to pay 100% VAT on imported cars. So everyone buys local. And he said that his parents didn't know too much about cars, just wanted to buy something locally, ended up owning one of these. So imagine being a kid in the back seat, looking at the front, it looks like a spaceship up there. And again, this one, the 8-valve example, an absolutely unapologetically ludicrous car. I mean, look at the arches, look at the vents on the front. It makes no attempt to try and hide itself. It is unapologetically mad, and I love it for that. And this one, with an estimate of 36 to 40,000 pounds, 81,000 miles on it. Again, come back over from Germany, and a very neat and tidy example. And MOT until October of 2026. But to find out what it's going to go for, I'll hand back over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. There, I've got several bids on the book. Online's gone in 10,000, 12. I've got 14. I've got 16. I've got 18. I've got £20,000. I'd like to see 22 next. At £20,000, we start. At 20,000 is the bid now. At 20,000 coming in for the 2 on the Lancer Delta. Integrale at 22.24. My commission's done now. At £24,000, 26 is bid with the gentleman in the room. At 26,000, say 8 to come back in now. At 28 you do. Online's back in at 28. At 28,000, I'll take it. 29, gentleman's bid. At 29,000 is the bid. At £29,000 online, you need to make it 30 now. Gentleman's bid here at 29,000. Would anyone like to come in for the 30? At 29,000 is the bid. At £29,000, we are bid here. At 29.29, there's loads of you online queuing up. Would you like to go 30,000 now? At 29,000 is the current bid. Left-handed then, gentleman's bid. At £29,000 is the bid here. At 29.29, would anyone else like to come in for the 30 now? Are we finished and done then? At £29,000, make no mistake, we will submit the highest bid today. At £29,000, the gentleman's bid here then at 29,000 once. At 29.29. Are we finished and done then? At £29,000 twice. Last chance in fair warning this time then. We'll submit the bid today at 29,000 if we're finished and done at £29,000. Provisionally with you, sir. 377 at 29,000. What was your paddle number there again? Was it 337? 377. Thank you. 377. Thank you very much. Moving on down we go to lot number 108. This time we go 1957. Look at this for a classic two-tone MG Magnet. The ZB here. Look at that one. Looks great indeed. I'm straight in at 2, 2.5 and £3,000 we start. At £3,000 is bid. At 3,000, 3,000 is the bid now at 3. At £3,000 we're bid. Say 3-2 if anyone wishes to come in now. At £3,000 starting with me here. At 3,002. 3-2 you do online. I've got 3-4. At 3,004 against you in Scunthorpe now. At 3,004 is the bid. At 3,004. 3,006. That takes my commission interest out. At 3,006. I'd like to see 3-8 if anyone else wants to have a go. At 3,600 currently online with you. At 3,006. At 3,600 is the bid now at 3,006. Are we finished and done? Would anyone else like to come in for 3,008? At 3,600, the bid is here online. 3,008, new online bidder this time. At £3,800, we are currently bid. At 3,008, say 4,000 for one more. At 3,800 is the bid, with the online bidder this time and away. At 3,008. At 3,000, 3,800, would you like to go for now? At 3,800, we're currently bid online with you. At 3,800 once. At 3,000, 3,800, the bid then twice. Last chance in fair warning, this time and away with the online bidder at 3,800, provisionally with 3,800. Your bid online. Oh, we'll take it. 4,000's bid. New bidder this time. Welcome to you in Hampshire. A little bit slow on the button, but the hammer's not up yet. At 4,000, your bid. At 4,000's the bid. Say 4-2 for one more. At 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Anyone coming in for another 2? At £4,000 is the bid. Underbidder, would you like to go again now? At £4,000. Hampshire bidder here then. At £4,000 is your bid. At 4,000, 4,000. We'll count it down again then. If we're finished and done with the online bidder this time, at 4,000 once. At 4,000 twice. Last chance in fair warning at £4,000. Provisionally with you in Hampshire there at £4,000. That is a provisional bid to bidder number 21776. Next lot we move on down to is lot number 109 this time there. Lot number 109 is this 1970. It's the Marcus GT. Look at this there. It looks great. It's got lovely patina on it. It looks absolutely amazing indeed. Where are we going to go on this one? Nothing on my book. Would someone like to start me off at £10,000 today on the Marcus? Thank you online. 10 straight in. Let's go 11 next. At 10,000's bid. At £10,000. It's a cool car indeed. 11 now. At 11,000's the bid. Scunthorpe bidder, you're back in now at £11,000. Say 12 for one more. But 11,000, 11,000. Would anyone else like to come in for the 12 on the Marcus GT here? What a car it is at just £11,000 today. At 11,000, 11,000. Take it to 12 now. At £11,000 is currently bid with you online. At 11,000, 11,000. Would anyone else like to come in for 12? If not, we'll submit the bid, so make no mistake. At 11,000, I'll tell you what, we'll take 11,500. Does that help anyone out? Would anyone else like a smaller bite? At £11,000 is currently online. I'll take 11,500 if anyone else wishes to have a go here on the Marcus GT. At £11,000. Say 500 again. At £11,000 is the current bid with you online. At 11,000, 11,000. Last chance and fair warning then. If anyone wants to come in, now's your chance. At 11,000 once. At 11,000 twice. Finished and done then with the online bidder here at just £11,000. It's very provisionally online at £11,000. We will see what we can do for you. We will make that call. 11,000. Moving on. Second bike in today's sale, lot number 110, 1970. It's the Yamaha and it's the RD400. Look how great this looks. What a mean machine there in the black, in a white color in there as well. Online, you're in at 1,000. I've got 2. I've got 2,000. I'd like to see 2,500 next if we can, Molly, at £2,000. At 2,000's bid. At 2,000 the bid. You just need to go one more. At 2,000, there we go. Say 2,500 if you're coming in online. At £2,000 amongst my commission bids here. 2,500. I've got 3,000 on the book with me. You need to go 3,500 if you're coming back in. At 3,000 is my bid. Say 3,500 for one more online. At £3,000 with my commission bidder here. At 3,000, 3,000. I'll tell you what, I'll take 3,200 if it helps you come back in online. At £3,000 is against you now. At 3,000, 3,000 with me on the book. Make no mistake. At £3,000, we are bid. Say 3,200 if anyone else wishes to have a go now. At 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. At £3,000 is the bid. Last chance and fair warning this time and away then. We'll submit the bid today at £3,000 with you online once, twice. Finished and done. Sorry, not with you online. On the book with me at £3,000. Make no mistake, is my bidder here at £3,000. Provisionally to my bid at £3,000. And that was 3014 who left that bid there. Provisionally. Moving on to lot number 111. Here we go. The Ford Capri. It's the Mark 1. Have a good look at this. It's the 2000 Special GT. This one looks absolutely great indeed in the red there. It's got the rare V4 engine on this one. Mark 1 Capri. It was driven today to us as well. Not today. It was driven to us. But let's go in straight away. Oh, I've got a commission bid of just 5, 6, 7. £7,000 we start. At £7,000. Little money here on the book with me. Like to see 8 next if we can. At 7,000's bid, 8's bid. At 8,000 now, and I'm out. At £8,000 with you in Brighton. Say 9 if anyone else wishes to have a go here. Lovely Capri it is. At £8,000 is the bid. 9's in and away. At 9,000 now, thank you online. Say 10 for one more. At 9,000, 9,000, 9,000. At £9,000 is the bid with the online bidder here. At £9,000. Would you like to go 9,500 online and underbidder? Coming back in for another 500. At 9,000, current bids online here at 9,000. Say 9,500 if anyone else wishes to have a go on this one. At £9,000. At 9,000, 9,000. 1972 Ford Capri Mark 1 here. Looks absolutely great indeed. At £9,000 is currently with you online. I'll say 9,500 now. Are we finished and done at just £9,000? Would anyone like to come in for another 500? At 9,000, 9,000. At £9,000 is the bid now at 9. 9,005, new bidder there. At 9,005, Stockport this time is with you at 9,005. Make it 10. At 9,005. At 9,500. Would anyone else like the 10,000 now? Are we finished and done here? At 9,005. At 9,500 the bid then. We'll start counting it down with you online. At 9,500 the bid then once. At 9,000, 9,005. Finished and done then twice. Last chance and fair warning then. We'll submit the bid to the vendor today at £9,500. It's provisionally with you online at £9,500. That is a provisional bid there with you online bidder. Lot number 112, 1975 was the Vauxhall Viva E Coupe. Sold prior to the auction. Lot number 113, one of the lovely hot hatches in today. It's the Citroen Saxo. It's the VTR edition as well. Single family ownership from new to be sold with no reserve today. Who's got £500 to start me off? Surely. 5's bid. Gentlemen's in the room at 500. We'll go in hundreds on this one. Make it nice and quick. At 500. 600's online. 7's bid. At 700 now. 800 back to the online bidder. Sorry, it's still yours, sir. 800's in online. 800 now. 900. Gentleman's bid at the back. At 900, 900. Would you like £1,000? Saxo VTR here. Quick little hot hatch. This is at just 900. Thousands bid online. Andover bidders in. 11's bid. 1100 now. Anyone for the 12? Gentleman's bid at £1,100 were bid. At 1100, 1100. 1200 new bidder online. Chelmsford's in. At £1,200. Would you like to go to 13 now? At 1200, 1200. With the online bidder here. At 1200, 1200. I'll take it. I don't go any lower than 50, but 1250's bid. Gentleman's bid now at 1250. Lowest the increments will go today on the cars is £50. At 1250's bid. Say 13 if you're coming back in online. Gentleman's bid here at 1250. No reserve. It's going to go, so make no mistake. 13's bid. Another 50, sir. Shakes the head. It's with you online. Chelmsford bidder at the minute at 1300, 1300. At 1300's the bid. At 1300, 1300. Waiting for the phones. It's with you online. At 1300, 1300. Take 50 if they want it, Johnny. At 1300's the bid. At 1300, 1300. I guess not. At 1300, hammers up once. 1350 online. Andover sneaking in. At 1350's the bid. At 1350, 1350. Would you like to go 14 now? At 1350, hammers up again. At 1350, once, twice, finished, done, and away it sells in 1400's bid. At 1400, 1400, coming back in for the 50 to go again. At £1,400 is the bid. It's against you, underbidder. At 1400, Andover, would you like to come back in for one more? If not, once, twice, finished, done, and away it sells. At £1,400, it's off. Sold at £1,400. Thank you very much. Online bidder there at 1400, 21805. Moving on down the list, we go to lot number 114 in today's auction. It's a special one, this one. It's the Porsche 911 Turbo, and Lewis is going to tell you all about it.
Thank you very much, Tom. And like I was saying with the Delta Integrale, one thing I love is when a car is unapologetic while getting wide where it counts. Counts for cars and many other things too. But again, the 996 Turbo, look at the front, look at the arches at the rear, the vents. It just has that extra level of meanness to it compared to something like that admittedly lovely Carrera 4 over there. But the key difference with these was obviously that Metzger engine. GT1 derived, twin turbocharged with the advanced Variacam system. It delivered excellent performance for the time. I mean, we're talking 0 to 62 in 4.3 seconds in 2004. That's still quick by today's standards, even with the electrics catching up. And when I was watching Mr. Steve Berry's preview, which was on our YouTube channel, I think, does anyone remember that social media trend of that dress that was two different colors? Nobody seems to be able to make their mind up what color this interior is. I'm going to weigh in. I think it is a very deep blue. Matches with the roof very nicely. But again, gorgeously presented inside. In great condition, this one. It's got a huge history folder. It's had turbo actuators, coil packs, and belts done at 72,000 miles. Again, a wide-body 996. It's a car that can do it all. It's ludicrously fast if you want it. It's also ludicrously comfortable if that's what you want. Even now, 22 years later, it just exudes class when you're going down the road. It is a great all-rounder, a classy car, and at 28 to 32,000 pounds for a turbo, it's really edging on Carrera money for that. It's an appealing car with great history. But to find out what it's really worth, I'll hand back over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. There we go. The Porsche 911 Turbo, the Cabriolet here then. We go straight in with the online bid. You're in at 12. I got 13. I got 14. I got £15,000. At 15,000, we start here amongst my commission bids now. At 15,000, 16's bids, 17 now. 18,000. 18,000, my commission's done. 19,000's bid. 20 now. Say one again. At 20,000, currently here with you in Warwickshire. At £20,000 is the current bid. At 20,000 now. At 20,000, 20,000, would you like to go 21? At £20,000 is the bid now at 20,000 with our Warwickshire bidder here. I'll tell you what, we'll go in 500, Selby. Would anyone like a half? At 20,000 is the bid. 20,005. At 20,500 we're bid. At 20,500 is currently online in £21,000. At 21,21. At 21,005. At 21.5 is the bid. Would you like to go 22 now? Look at it here. Stunning Porsche 911 Turbo then. At 21,500 is your bid online. At 21.5. 22's back in. Warwickshire bidder, you're back. At 22,000 is the bid. At 22.22. At £22,000 is the bid now. At 22, would you like to go 500 more? At 22,000 now. With the online bidder here in Warwickshire, underbidder, would you like to go again? At 22.22. At 22,500 you do. At 22.5. Next bid's 23 if you're coming back in online. Or anyone else in the room like to have a go on this one. At 22,500 is the bid. At 22,005. At 22,500 are we finished and done online? At 22,500 Warwickshire, you coming back in for one more? At 22,500, if we're finished and done, I will submit the bid today, so make no mistake here. At 22,500, the bid is online once. At 22,500, the bid is here online twice. Last chance, fair warning. At £22,500, finished and done. That's with you online at £22,500. That is provisional. We'll be in touch with you and hopefully we'll get that one over the line very soon to bidder number 21816. Thanking you very much. Moving on down, we go to lot number 115 this time there. And when we say about lots being sold provisionally, lot number 108 has now sold away. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. So on the next one, we go down to 1989, the Porsche 928, the S4. Look at this one there. It's the 928. Beautiful shape on the Porsche. This one is. I'm straight in at 5,000 and 6,000 now. Say 7 next. At £6,000 we start. 7's the bid. At 7,000 now. Takes my commission bid out. It's with you currently in Kent at £7,000. At 7,000, 7,000. Would anyone else like to go 8? 8,000 you do. Thanking you online. Next bid's 9 if you wish to come back in. At 8,000 in 9. 9's bid with our Kent bidder again. At 9,000, 9,000. At 9,000 in 10. 10's bid. Say 11 for one more. At 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. 11 you do. Thanking you. Kent bidder's back in again at £11,000. 11,000, 11,000. I'll tell you what, underbidder, would you like the 500? We'll go in nice small bites for you. At £11,000. Say 11,500. At 11,000, 11,000, coming back in for one more 5. At £11,000, the bid is with you online. Currently with you in Kent at £11,000. 11,500, new bidder. Welcome to you, Warwickshire. You're back at 11,500 and 12's bid. At 12,000, 12,000, say 500 again. At 12,000, 12,000. Warwickshire, would you like to go again? Yes, you do. 12,005. At 12,000, 12,005. 13 if you wish to come back in now online. 13, thanking you. At 13,000 with our Kent bidder this time and away. At 13,000, 13,000. Coming back in for the 5 now. At 13,005. 13,500. At 13,500, 13,500 and 14 if you wish to go again. At 13,005 are we finished and done online. At 13,005. 14 is that. 14 it is. Kent bidder's back. At 14,000, 14,000. At 14,000, 14,500. At 14,500, would you like the 15 now on the bidder? At 14,005. At 14,500, 14,500, are we finished and done then? At 14,005. At 14,005, I'll tell you what, 15,000 now. At 15,000 and on sale. At £15,000. I'll take 250s from this point, but hammers up. At £15,000. We're going the quarters if we can. At 14,000, 14,000. 250. At 14,000, 14,000. Would you like a quarter now online? It's going to sell. At 15,000's the bid. At 15,000, 15,000. Are we finished and done then? Last chance. Fair warning. I'm going to count it down. Online bidder in Kent at 15,000 once. At 15,000 twice. Finished and done. And away it goes at £15,000. Sold at 15,000. Thank you very much there. Online bidder at £15,000. 4191 takes that one. Moving on down, we go to the 2010 Jeep Wrangler. It's the Unlimited Storm Jeep. Look at this one. What a machine this is. When you talk about machines, the capability that things like this can do, absolutely unbelievable. I'm straight in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's the bid. At £10,000 we start. Say 11 next. At 10,000's the bid. Say 11 if you're coming in. At 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. At £10,000 we start. At £10,000 on the Jeep Wrangler here at just 10,000 is bid. Say 11 if anyone else wishes to come in now. At 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. At £10,000 is the bid. Are we finished and done? Online, you're thinking about it. 11 you do. Thanking you at £11,000. Takes my commission bid out. It's currently with you in Stockport at £11,000. I'll take 500s now at 11,000's bid. Say 11.5 if anyone wants to come in. At 11,000, 11,000. Say 500 again. At £11,000, are we finished and done? Is that all we're going to see here? At just £11,000 is your bid currently online. Once at 11,000 then. Twice at 11,000. All finished, all done at just £11,000 and submitting the bid then at 11,000. Provisionally with you online there, 11,000 to bidder number 739, 11,000 provisional bid. Moving down the list we go to lot number 117. Here we go. Have a good look here. A lovely, lovely classic indeed. It's the 1953. It's the Riley RME. It's the Cherished British Classic, as it says here. I've got joint commission bids on this one, so I'm going to start it straight in at £2,000. And whoever left that commission bid first, you're in the lead at £2,000. We'll say 2,250 next. We're going quarters on this one. Would anyone like a quarter bite? At £2,000 we start on the Riley here. At 2,250, thank you, 2,500. That saves my argument on the book. At 2,005, you're in and away. At 2,005, with our Norfolk bidder at the minute, at 2,005. Say 2,750 if you wish to have a go. Thank gentlemen's at the back at 2,750. Would you like 3,000 at the front? 250, sir? 3,250 at the back. At 3,250's bid. Say 3,500 if you want to come back in. 3,500, seated bidder at 3,005. Is against you now, sir. At 3,005, we're down the front. At 3,005. I'll take 3,600 if it helps you come back in. Would you like another £100 at the back? At 3,005, seated at the front. At 3,005, say 3,600 to go again. At 3,500, gentleman's bid here. Would you 3,600? 3,600 at the back. Thank you, sir. Would you like 3,700? At 3,006, shakes the head. Your bid at 3,006. At 3,006. Online, would you like to go 3,700 or anywhere else? At £3,600. Gentleman's bid here then. At £3,600, we'll start counting it down for you. At 3,600 once. Take 3,700 if you want to go again. At 3,600 twice at the back. Finishing done then. Last chance in fair warning at £3,600. Provisionally with you, sir, at 3,600. 382. Thank you. 382. 3,600 provisional. Moving on down the list we go. Lot number 118, 2000's the year. Kawasaki Ninja, it's a ZX6R. No reserve bike on this one. A fiver. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Molly. I'm going to go straight in. 100, 200, 300's bid. At 300 now, just type it in. It's probably easier. At £300 is bid. There we go. At £300 is the bid. At 304. I'm going to go 500. I'm going to ask for 50 next if we can, Molly, all right? 500's on the book with me. At £500 is bid. Just double-click the bid. And one more. At 500 bid. 550's in online. I've got 600. I need to see 650 next. 650. You're in online and I'm out. Thank you. At 650 with the West Midlands bidder here on the Ninja. At 650, say 700 if you wish to go again anywhere else. At £650, it's going to sell today. No reserve, it must be sold. At £650 is bid. At 650, 650. Would anyone else like to go 7? At £650 is the bid online. At 650, the bid then once. At 650, the bid then twice. Finished and done. Hammers up and away it goes. This time and away at £650. Sold it, 650. 5,177. Right then, moving on to the next lot we go down to is lot number 119 here. It's the Ford Capri. It's the Ford Capri. It's the S automatic model. It's got the steel sunroof on this one. Several commission bids on the book with me. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go 2, 3, £4,000, 4,2, 4,4, 4,6, 4,8. At 4,008. At 4,800's bid. Say 5,000 again. At £4,800 we start. At 4,008. Would anyone like to go 5? At 4,800 is the bid now at 4,008. On the Ford Capri S here. 5,000 you do. Online bidders in and I'm out. At 5,000's the bid. Say 5-2 if anyone else wishes to come in now. At 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. The bid's online and I'm out. At £5,000. At 5,000, 5,000, take 2 from anywhere else. If not, I'll start counting it down with the online bidder here. At 5,000, 5,000 once. At 5,000 twice. Last chance and fair warning then at 5,002 just in Brighton there on the wire. At 5,002. At 5,002, say 5-4 again. Underbidder, would you like to come back in for one more? At 5,002 with the Brighton bidder at the minute. At 5,002, are we finished? Are we done? Last chance in fair warning. This time and away then at 5,200. If that's all we're going to see today, I'll submit the bid at £5,200. Provisionally with you online at £5,200. That's a provisional bid to bidder number 5284. 5284. Thanking you. Moving on, down we go to lot number 120. First of one of the BMWs in today's sale is the 1998 BMW. It's the 316i on the E36 chassis. Look at this one. Great looking BMW. I'm going to go straight in at £2,000. At 2,000's bid. Tell you what, Molly, we'll go 2-2 next. We'll run in the £200 on this one. Would anyone like 2-2? Lovely BMW. At just 2,000 we start. 2-2's in online. At 2002, I got 2-4. At 2004 with me, say 2-6 for one more online. At 2004 is bid. At 2000, 2004. At 2,400 is the bid now at 2004. Take it to 2-6 if you wish to go again, online or anywhere else. At just 2006, you're in now. Derbyshire bidder, you're in and I'm out. At 2006, would anyone like 2-8? At 2,600 is the current bid. At 2-6, 2-6, 2-6. Are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning then. At just £2,600 on the BMW here. At 2006 once. 2-8, gentleman's bid. I see you, sir. Thank you. At 2008. At 2,000, 2008. Derbyshire bidder, would you like to go 3? At £2,800. Currently in the room down below at 2008. Are we finished? Are we done? 3's against you now, sir. Derbyshire's back at £3,000. At 3,000, 3,000, would anyone like to go 3-2? At £3,000 is the bid. At 3,000, 3,000, are we finished and done? At £3,000, currently online, going to Derbyshire at the minute at £3,000, coming back in for 2. Last chance in fair warning then, this time and away at 3,000 once, at 3,000 twice. All finished and done at £3,000 with you online at 3,000. That's provisionally with you online at £3,000. Little way to go on that one, but we will be in touch with you very, very shortly. Thank you very much. Moving on down we go. Lot number 121. Another beautiful car in today's sale. It's the Jaguar XK150, and Lewis is going to tell you all about it.
Thank you very much, Tom, and I couldn't agree more. This is an absolutely gorgeous car. And it's interesting the way the waves of time changed the market. I mean, back in 2020, when we were all stuck indoors and kept accidentally turning ourselves into cats on Zoom, these were near unobtainium. You were talking, £100,000, even more for some examples. Whereas now we're looking at this example here, right-hand drive, restored in 2021 when it came back for the States. And we're looking at an estimate of £25,000 to £27,000, which is an amazing price compared to where they were once at, and made these much more attainable for a lot of people. And honestly, that's a great thing, because these are cars that are absolutely lovely to experience. And this one, it's an even rarer S. There was only, I believe, 349 made in this fixed head configuration. You've got that 3.4 litre straight six up front. It's got the sporty look to it. Excellent fun to drive. And again, the 150S, the top one that you would want in gorgeous red. The interior looks like it must have been trimmed during the restoration, because that looks in immaculate condition. You've got heritage certificate, US certificate of title, great history with this, and overall, just a car that you wouldn't believe would be at this price if you'd asked me a few years ago. But to find out what it will go for, I'll hand back over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. And whilst you were talking, you did a great job selling that car. I had 10,000 on the book. Online's gone 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and £19,000. And welcome to you in France. You're in the lead at £19,000 to the French bidder. 20,000 in Norway. International bidding. France is back in at 21,000 now. At £21,000 is the bid. At 21,21. At 21.22, Norway's back in the hot seat now. At £22,000 is bid. At 22,023 is the bid. At £23,000, Merci in France. At 23.24, at £24,000 to the Norway bidder now. At 24 and 25 and 26,000 is bid. Worcestershire's in at £26,000. At 27, back to Norway it goes. At 27,000 is the bid now. At 27,000. At 27.27, I'll tell you what, Molly, we'll go in 500s from this point. Would anyone else like to have a go now? At £27,000, the bid is with you in Norway. At £27,000 is bid. Would anyone else like to go 27.5? At 27,000 is the bid. Are we finished and done then? It's going to sell today. Make no mistake here. At £27,000, hammers up once. At £27,000, are we finished? Are we done? Last chance, fair warning. 27.5 is back in. Worcestershire, you're back. At 27.5 and 28,000 is the bid. At 28.28, online underbidders, would you like to go again? It's currently off to Norway with you online. At £28,000 is bid. At 28,000, find another that looks this good. At 28,000 now. At 28.28, are we finished and done? At £28,000, the hammer is up. At £28,000, are we finished? Are we done? Last chance in fair warning online. At 28.5, it goes on. In 29, back to Norway. At 29 is the bid. At 29,000 now. At 29,000 pound is the bid on the XK150. Would you like to go again, underbidder? It's your chance to come in. At 29,000, if we're finished and done, hammers up. At £29,000, last chance in fair warning online. Once at £29,000, twice at 29,000. Hammers up then, finished and done. Last chance in fair warning, and we sell at £29,000. Sold at £29,000. Thank you very much, online bidder there at £29,000. That is sold your way, 21750. Moving on down we go to lot number 122. It's the 1962. It's the Rolls Royce. It's the silver cloud there. Look how great this one looks down below in the white there. Where are we going to go on this one? I've got nothing on my book to start me off on this one today. Is anyone interested in starting it off at £5,000 for a Rolls Royce? 5,000 to kick it off today. Won't go any lower. It needs to be 5,000 to start. Is anyone interested at 5? Surely £5,000. Can't go any lower than that to kick it off today. It needs to be £5,000 to start. 5's bid. Someone's in online. Thank you very much. Online bid at 5,000. We'll say 5,500 next. At £5,000. At 5,000, 5,000. I will submit it at 5. 5,500's bid. At 5,005. Say 6,000 for one more. At 5,500 is the bid with the online bidder at the minute. At 5,005. We'll stay in the 500s here. We've got a little way to climb. Would anyone else like to come back in for the 6? At 5,005. Take it to 6 if you wish to bid. At 5,500 now. With the online bidder. 6 is bid. Thank you, sir. At £6,000. Seated bidder is against you online. At 6,000, 6,000. Say 6,500 for one more. At 6,005, you do. Somewhere in the United Kingdom at 6,005. Would you like 7, sir? Shakes the head. At 6,005 with the online bid then. At 6,005. At 6,000, 6,005. Say 7 for one more. Are we finished and done? I'll submit the bid today, so make no mistake. At 6,500, the bid is online. At 6,005 once. At 6,500 twice. Finished and done then. Last chance in fair warning at £6,500. That's very provisional online. We'll see what we can do for you. At 6,500 is a provisional bid. Bidder number 21791. Moving on down the list we go, 1989. It's the Peugeot 205 GTI, another one of the hot hatches in today's sale. I love this one. It looks absolutely great. So there we go. Online, you're straight in at 3. I've got 3,500. I've got 4,000. I'd like to see 4,500 next if we can. At 4,500 and 5,000 back to me. At 5,000, 5,000, one more online. At 5,000, the bid. At £5,000 now. Say 5,500 to go again. At £5,000 is the bid. At 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. On the Peugeot 205 GTI, 5,500, and I'm out. Thank you, online bidder. At 5,500. 6 is that. 6 is bid. Thank you, London. You're in. At £6,000. At 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. Say 6,500 to go again. At £6,000. Lovely little Peugeot this is. At just £6,000 we're bid. At 6,000, 6,000. At 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. I'll take 250s if it helps anyone out. Would anyone like a quarter bite now? At £6,000 is the bid. At 6,000, 6,000. Can I have 250s, please, Molly? At 6,000's bid. Would anyone like to come in for a smaller bite? If not, we submit the bid today, so make no mistake. At just £6,000 with you in London. At 6,000, 6,000. I'll count it down then. At just £6,000. If we're finished and done, it's your last chance and fair warning this time with the London bidder. At 6,000 once. At 6,000 twice. Last chance and fair warning at £6,000. 6,250 sneaking in. Southampton bidder. Where are you? You're only around the corner. At 6,250. Welcome to you. It's your bid. At 6,250. London, would you like to go 6,500? At 6,250. You almost had it. You were so close. At 6,250 is the bid. At 6,250, 6,250. At 6,250, take it to 6,500 if you wish to go again. I'm going to count it down at 6,250. Currently locally with you in Southampton at 6,250 the bid then once. 6,250 the bid then twice. All finished and done at £6,250. It's provisional with you online at £6,250 locally provisional to 19856. Moving on down the list, we go to lot number 124. This time we go 1998. It's the Mercedes SL320. Look at this one in the smoke silver there. The R129 Roadster there. Soft top and hard top as well. So you get your choices on this one. I'm in straight away at just £3,000. We'll go in quarters on this one, Molly. I'll say 3,250 next. At 3,000's bid. 3,250's in with you online. I got 3,500. At 3,005. 3,750. I've got 4 at £4,000. One more online if you want to go again. 4,250, thank you. You're in and I'm out. At 4,250 with the online bidder. At 4,250 is bid. Say 4,500 if anyone else wishes to have a go. At 4,250, currently with you in Hampshire. At £4,250 is the bid. 4,500, new bidder. 4,750, coming in. 4,750's bid. At 4,750, would you like to go 5 now? At 4,755, you do. Welcome to you in Leicestershire. At 5,000, you're in the bid. At 5,250 now, back to Hampshire it goes. At 5,250 is the bid. Say 5,500 to go again. At 5,250 is bid online. At 5,250 is the bid. 5,500, thanking you. Leicestershire's back. Would you like to go 5,750? 5,750 you do. At 5,750, take it to 6. We finished and done. 6 is the bid. At 6,000, new bidder this time. Welcome to you in Reading. At £6,000, the bid is with you at 6,250, not for long. At 6,250 is the bid. At £6,250 is the bid now at 6,250. Would anyone else like to come in 6,500? 6,500 you do. Thanking you, Reading there. At 6,005. At 6,500, 6,500, 6,500. At 6,500 is the bid now at 6,500. Are we finishing done online? At 6,500 is the bid. 6,750 back in. Hampshire's back for one more. At 6,750 and 7,000 now. Reading's back in. At 7,000, 7,000, 7,000. I'll tell you what, we're nearly there. Down to the nitty-gritty. Would anyone like to go 7,100? At £7,000 is bid. At 7,000, 7,000, you shouldn't need long to think online on this one. At £7,000, asking for 7,100 next. Are we finished and done? At 7,000 is the bid. At 7,000, 7,000, 7,000, then last chance. Fair warning. At £7,000, with you in Reading. Once. At 7,000, 7,000. Finished and done. Twice. At £7,000. Last chance in fair warning with you online then at £7,000. That is provisional online at 7,000. We are very, very close. I'm sure we'll get a deal done for you over the line on that one. That is 21818. 21818. Moving on, we go to lot number 125, 2007 this time. There we go. Look at this bike there. The highest on is the GFE 650, 650cc Cruiser Star. Look at that one. Looks absolutely great indeed. I'm straight in at £500 with me. Say 600 next. At £500, cheap little bike this is. Look how great it looks as well. Monstrous machine, this one. At just £500 we start. At 500, 500. Say 6 for one more. At £500 is the bid now at 5. Would anyone else like to go 6? At £500 is bid. At 500, 500, 500. Are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning at just £500. I submit the bid to the vendor today on the book with me at 500 once. At 500 twice. All finished and done at £500. That's provisional at £500. Commission bidder. Moving on down we go. This time, lot number 126, 1998 Lotus Elise. It's the Series 1 low mileage British sports car. This one is. There we go. Have a good look at this one. We're going to go straight in with your bid there, Molly. You're in at 4, 5, and I'm out at 5,000 bid. We'll say 5,500 next. We're going 500s. Would anyone else like to go 5,500? Nice Elise, this one. Starting online at £5,000. At 5,500 if you're coming in. At 5,500. Thank you, sirs. Gentleman's bid in the middle at 5,005. Make it 6 online. At 5,005. Or anyone else like to have a go here? 6,000 you do. At £6,000. Say 6,500 again. At 6,000 is the bid with you online. Would you like to go again, sir, for one more? At £6,000. At 6,000, 6,000, 6,000 with the online bid. I'll take 250s if it helps you out. It's gone 6,500 online. Would you like 6,750? Shakes the head. Online bidder here at 6,005. Hampshire bidder. We're going 250s now, Molly. At 6,005. Say quarter bites now. Would anyone else like to come in? You do. Thank you. 6,750 is your bid. Take it to 7 if you wish to go again. At 6,750 is the bid with the online bidder. At £6,750 is bid. At 6,750, 6,750. Would anyone else like to go again? 7 you do. Thanking you at £7,000. Locally again. Hampshire bidder at 7,000, 7,000. Say 250 if anyone else wants to have a go. At £7,000, the bid is online. At 7,000, 7,000. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance, fair warning then. At £7,000, 7,250 now. Newton Abbott bidder. Welcome to you in Devon. At 7,250 is your bid. At 7,250. At 7,250, 7,250. Would you like to go 7,500? Underbidder. There's a couple of you waiting. At 7,250 is the bid. At 7,250, 7,250. Are we finished and done? At just 7,250, 7,500. We're not. At 7,005. At 7,500, 7,500. At £7,500. Currently back to Hampshire at the minute at 7,005. At 7,005. Would you like to go for one more? At 7,005. At 7,005, then we'll count it down with the online bid this time. At 7,500 once. Twice. Finishing done then at £7,500. That's provisionally online at £7,500. That is your bid. Bidder number 21785. 21785. Moving on down we go, lot number 127. There we go on this one, 1989. Another one of the hot hatches in today's sale is this MG Metro Turbo. Look at this one there. Great little Metro Turbo. I'm not going to mess around. I got £3,000 on the book. That's where we'll start. I'd like to see 4 next if we can. At £3,000. At 3,000 is the bid. 4 you're in online. That clears all of my commission bids. We'll go in 200s now, Molly. I'm there. At 4,000, 4,000, 4,2 coming in. At 4,002, thank you. Say 4,4 for one more. At 4,004 you do. Say 4,6 now. At 4,004. MG Metro here at just 4,004. 4,6 is bid. At 4,006. At 4,648, thanking you. There's a few of you online. Make your bids nice and quick if you will. At £4,800, thanking you there. Oxfordshire bidder at 4,008. Say 5,000 next. 5 you do, thanking you. At £5,000 with the online bidder here. Somewhere in the United Kingdom is your bid at £5,000. At 5,000, 5,002. 5,2, Oxfordshire's back. At 5,002, would you like to go 5,4 now? At 5,200 is the bid. At 5,2, 5,2, 5,2, 5,4. 5,6 if you're coming back in Oxfordshire. At 5,400, the bid is against you now. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance in fair warning, Oxfordshire. At 5,400, I submit the bid. 4,6. Nottinghamshire, new bidder, welcome. At 5,006, you're in. At 5,006, say 5,800 if any one of the underbidders want to come back for one more. At 5,600, the bid is online. At 5,600 is reviewing Nottingham. At 5,006, 5,800, 5,800 new bidder again. West Midlands, you're in. At 5,800 and £6,000 is bid. At 6,000, 6,000 go 2 again. At £6,000 is the bid now at 6. Would anyone else like to come in for another 200? Are we finishing done online? You're thinking about it. Now's your chance if you do. At 6,000's the bid. At 6,000, 6,000 then once. 6 twos in and away. At 6,002, West Midlands bidders coming back for one more. At 6,002, 6,400. At 6,004 now. At 6,004 with a Nottinghamshire bidder. At 6,004, say 6,600 again. At 6,004, are we finishing done online? At 6,000, 6,004, say 6,600 if you wish to go again. I'm going to count it down. At 6,400 once. At 6,400 twice. Finishing done then at £6,400. Provisionally with you online at £6,400. That is a provisional bid. Quite close on that one online. We will see what we can do for you and we will be in touch very shortly. 1323. Thanking you. Moving on down the list we go to lot number 128 in today's sale is the Bentley Azure. And as far as Bentleys go, this one looks great and Lewis is going to tell you all about it.
Thank you very much, Tom. And I'd like to start with a question. Would you like the elegance and grace of a luxury yacht, but you've realized that your sea legs were separated at birth? Well, look no further than the Flying Bee. This 2001 Bentley Azure is, is there a word I can use that's more than luxury? It is absolutely elegant in there. Lovely leather on the dash, leather inside with the blue piping, matching well with the blue interior, and the lambswool carpets in the back. You can't forget about them. And acres of wood. There's half a forest in there, and it looks gorgeous. But these also commanded yacht prices at the time. I did some quick maths before our auction today and adjusted for inflation. When these were new, it would cost you the equivalent of £450,000. But here today, we're looking between £50,000 and £55,000. Bentley actually had help from Pininfarina when designing this because they looked to convert the Continental R into a convertible. And obviously, there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made in order to keep the driving promise that the Continental had. And I think they've done a wonderful job. It glides along. This one's got a great history, 12 specialist stamps, and it's one of only 1,400 that were ever produced. So it's a rare car, and it's just ultimate, no attempt to hide it, refinement and luxury, sail down the road, make yourself known, look no further than a beautiful blue Bentley Azure. But as always, to find out what it's going to go to, I'll hand back to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. Look at it there. They've been bidding away. It started on 10. It's gone 12. It's gone 14. I'm going to go 16, 18, 20, 22,000. We start with me at 22. Say 24 next. At £22,000 is the bid. At 24, I've got 26 with me, Molly. And go 28 if you want to come back in online. At 26, 28 you do. And I'm out. Thank you very much. At £28,000, the bidding starts online now. My commission's done. At 28,000 is the bid now. At 28,000, say 30 for one more. On the Bentley Azure, at 30,000's bid. At 30,000 now, say 32 to go again. At £30,000 is the bid now. At 30,000. At 30,000, 30,002. 32 you do. At 32,000 now. At 32, would you like to go 34? At 32,000 is currently bid with you online. At 32, 32. At 32,000 is the bid now. At 32, coming in for 34, surely one more. At £32,000 is the bid. 34, gentleman's bid. Thank you, I see you, sir. At 34,000 now. At 34, 34. At 34,000, would you like to go 36? At £34,000 is bid. 36 you do. Thank you very much online. At 36,000 is the bid now. At 36. At 36,000 is bid. At 36,000, would you like 38, sir? At 36,000, 38, gentleman's back in. At £38,000 is against you online. At 38,000 is the bid now. At 38. At £38,000 is bid. Coming back in for the 40. One more surely. At 38,000 is bid. I'll tell you what online, I'll take 39,000 if you wish to go again. We'll go in the thousands now. At £38,000, gentleman's bid in the room. At 38,000 is bid. At 38,38, are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning on this one at just 38,000 once. At 38,000 twice. Finished and done at £38,000. Provisionally with you, sir, at £38,000. Do you have a paddle to hand? 385, thank you. Moving on down the list we go. Lot number 121. 2006 is the year. A Porsche 911 Carrera. Look at this one, the 977. Stunning car it is indeed. You got several bids online, up to 8,000 already. I'm going to go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16,000 pounds is my bid here. At 16,000, would anyone like to go 17? At 16,000 pounds is bid amongst my commission bidders at the minute. At 17, 18, go 18, I got 19. 19's my bid. On the book with me. Online, you need to go 20. At 19,000's bid. At 19,000 now, with my commission bidder at the minute. At 19,000, 19,000, take it to 20 if you wish to go again. The 911 Carrera here at just 19,000's bid. Say 20 to come back in now. At 19,000, 19,000, are we finishing done? Bidders on the book with me. Make no mistake online. At 19,000, 20. You're in online and I'm out. And welcome to you in Switzerland this time. At Switzerland, the bid is with you at £20,000. I'll take 21 from anyone else. At 20,000's bid. I'll tell you what, we're going 500s. Would anyone like a small bite? My commission's done and dusted. Online bidder in Switzerland at £20,000. At 20,000 now. Say 500 to come in. At 20,000 is the bid now at 20,000. At 20,000, 20,000. At £20,000. Bidding. 20,500. Gentleman's bid. It's against you, Switzerland. Gentleman in the room. At 20,005. At 20,500 is the bid. Online bidder, would you like to go 21? Now's your chance if you do. At £20,500, we're in the room today. At 20,005. At 20,500 is the bid then at 20,005. Gentleman's bid here at 20,005. Would anyone else like to have a go? At 20,500 online, I'm going to count it down for you now. At 20,500 once. 21, new, not you online, too slow in Switzerland. Gentleman's bid in the room, new bidder now. At £21,000, would you like another 5, sir? 21.5 is bid. Would you like to go 22? Shakes the head. Your bid here at 21,500. Switzerland, would you like to go 22? It's your chance now if you wish to bid. The bid is against you. Gentleman's bid at 21,005. At 21.5 is bid. 22, Switzerland's back in at £22,000. And on sale at £22,000 today. I'll take 250 if it brings you back in, sir. You were in from the start. Would you like the quarter bite? 22,250's bid. Gentleman's bid now. We're running in the quarters. Make it quick online. At 22,000, they bid 22,250, Molly. At 22,000 and bid. Gentleman's bid, not you. Undo one. Coming back in for 25 online. Last chance. Fair warning. Gentleman's bid here at £22,250 once, twice. Hammers up, and I sell this time then at 22.5s back in online. At 22,005. New bidder entirely. Switzerland's out and Peterborough's in. At 22,005. That's how you make an entrance there. At 22,005. At 22.5 is the bid. Would anyone like to go 750 now? At 22,005. At 22,500. I'll count it down again then if we're all done and dusted. At 22,500. Currently off to Peterborough at 22,500 once. Twice. Finished done at 22,500. Sold at 22,500. Thank you to all the bidders there. That's much appreciated. 11308. Moving on to lot number 130 this time. There we go. Another one of the hot hatches in today's sale. Love this one indeed. It's the 1989 Volkswagen Golf GTI as well. Look how well we presented this one. Looked, unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you online, but I had 3,000 on the book. Is that 4? There we go. That saves arguments. I'm out. You're in. 4, 5. 5's bid already. At £5,000. At 5,000, 5,000's bid. London bidder. We'll say 5.5 next. We'll run in the 500s. Would anyone like to come in for 5.5? GTI at 5,000's bid. At 5,000, £5,000. At £5,000 here. 5.5, gentleman's bid. I see you, sir. Thank you. At 5,005 is the bid. Make it 6 if you want to come back in online or anywhere else. At 5,005, 6,000 you do. Would you like 6.5, sir? 6.5 you do. Thanking you. At 6,005. Needs to be 7 next online if you're coming back in. 7 you do. Against the West Midlands here, sir. At 7,000, would you like 5? How about 250? 7,250? 7,250, okay. 7.5 if you're coming back in the West Midlands. At 7,250 is the bid. Gentleman's bid here. Are you coming in on the phones? They're walking away. Your bid, sir, at 7,250. Online, would you like to go again? At 7,250. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance in fair warning, and I'm going to count it down to be fair to the gentleman. At 7,250, the bid is here once. At 7,250 twice. All finished and done at £7,250. Your bid, sir, and we're very close on that one. Could I just have your paddle number? 389, thank you. 389. 7,250. That's provisional. We're very close on that one. I'm pretty sure we'll get the answers back to you very, very soon. Moving on down, we go to lot number 131. This time is the 1988. It's the Porsche 944, 944S. Long-term ownership on this one. Had lots of recent work done to it. Looks great indeed. I'm straight in at 3, 3.5, 4. Say 4.5 next. At 4,000's bid. At 4,000 now. Say 4.5 to come in. Lovely 944 this is at just £4,000. Would anyone like to go 4.5? At 4,005 you do. Thank you online, and I'm out. At 4,005 is your bid now. At 4,005. Take it to 5 if anyone else wishes to come and have a go. At 4,005 is bid. At 4,000, 4,005. Porsche 944S at just 4,500. I'll tell you what about 750, Molly? I'm going to have to push the pennies on this one. At 4,005 is bid. Would you like to go for 750 for one more? If not, I'll submit the bid today. Make no mistake. At 4,005. At 4,000, 4,500 once. At 4,500 twice. Last chance. 4,750. Newton Abbott bidders in at 4,750. Underbidder in Scunthorpe. Would you like to go again? At 4,750 is the bid. Take it to 5 if you wish to go again. At 4,750 is the bid now at 4,750. Once then, twice. Finished and done. Last chance in fair warning. I'll submit the bid today at £4,750. That is provisional with you online at £4,750. It's a provisional bid, 11979. Thanking you. Moving on, we go to lot number 132. 2019, this one is the MV Augusta Turismo Veloce. Look at this one, lovely little bike this is. A nice touring bike indeed. Going to go straight in on this one at £2,000. At 2,000's bid, say 2.5 next. MV Augusta, at just 2,000 we start. At 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Would anyone else like to come in for 5? At £2,000 is the bid now at 2. At 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Anyone for 5? 2,005 you do online. Takes my commission interest down. You're in the lead at the minute. At 2,005, say 2,750 next. At 2,005 is bid. Would anyone like a call to buy? At 2,500 here. At 2,005. 2,750 is next if anyone else wishes to have a go. If not, we submit today. At 2,500 is the bid then once. At 2,500 is the bid then twice. Finished and done at £2,500. Provisionally with you online, £2,500. That is a provisional bid there to 13435. Thank you, online bidder. Next one, we go to lot number 133. Fast forward time, 1991 Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth. What a car, what a machine this is. I'm straight in at 10, 11 and £12,000. At 12,000 we start. At £12,000, say 13. 13 you do online, I've got 14. At 14,000 now, say 15 for one more. At 14,000 is the bid. At 14,000, 14,000. At £14,000 is the bid now at 14,000, say 14.5 if you want to go again online. At £14,000, we're going 500s now. At 14,000, or anyone else like to have a go on this one? 14.5 you do online. I've got 15. One more needs to be. At £15,000. At 15,000, 15,000. Say 15,500 to go again. At £15,000 is the bid now at 15,005. Online, you're in, and I'm out. At 15,005, with you in the West Midlands now. Say 16 to go again. RS Cosworth here at just 15,500 and 16,000, waking up to it now. At 16,000's bid. At 16,000, 16,500. Thank you, West Midlands, back in now at 16,005. Take it to 17 to go again. RS Cosworth here at 17,000's bid. At 17,000, 17,000. Anyone for another 5? At £17,000. Keep going online if you wish to go again. At £17,000. At 17,000, 17,000. Or anyone else like to have a go here? At £17,000 is the bid now at 17. 1991 Ford Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth at just £17,000. We'll count it down, make no mistake. At 17,000, 17,000, then once. At 17,000, 17,000. Finished and done, 17,500. West Midlands says not yet. At 17,005. At 17,500 is the bid now at 17,005. Say 18 for one more. At 17,005. I will submit the bid today, so make no mistake here. At 17,005, if we're finished and done, it's your last chance in fair warning then. At 17,500 once. At 17,500 twice. Finished and done at £17,500. That's provisionally with you online at £17,500. Thanking you very much. And that was to bidder number 5177. Ladies and gentlemen, lot number 124, the 1998 Mercedes is now sold. There we go. Provisional bids coming in already, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be in the front of the queue when we make the phone calls and we get the cars sold. Moving down we go. Lot number 134. Have a good look here. 1999 Aston Martin DB7. It's the Vantage Volante. Look at that. What a stunning motor this is. I cannot believe how cheap these are in the current markets at the minute. But online, you're in at 7. I've got 8. I've got 9. And I've got £10,000 today. I'd like to see 11 next if we can here. Aston Martin DB7 at £10,000 is bid. At 10,000, 10,000. At £10,000 now. At 10,000 is the bid now at 10,000. With me on the book, make no mistake. I'll tell you what, I'll take 10,500 next if anyone wants to have another £500 on this one. 10,500. Gentleman's bid, thank you. And I'm out at 10,005. Gentleman's bid here. Make it 11 if anyone else wishes to have a bid. At 10,005. At 10,000, 10,005. DB7. At 10,005. Are we finished and done? Would anyone else online like to come back in? Now's your chance if you do. Don't miss out here at 10,005 and £11,000. Shakes the head, thank you. Cheshire bidder at 11,000's a bid. 11,000, 11,000. Take 250 if it brings you back in, sir. Would you like the quarter bite? Still shaking the head. Or to anyone else online or in the room, would anyone else like to have another quarter here? At 11,000 is bid. At 11,000, 11,000. Say 250 for one more. We've finished and done. At £11,000. 11,250. £11,250 is the bid. Never heard of that place. 11,250. Libster with you at 11,250. That's if I'm saying it right. Correct me if I'm wrong. 11,250. The bid is online. Underbidder, would you like to go 11,500? 11,250 is the bid. At £11,250 with the online bidder at the minute. Online. At 11,250 the bid then once. Make no mistake. And we're selling now. 11,500 we go. 11,500. Thank you, online bidder. 11,500. 11,500. It's going to sell today. Undo that one, Molly. 11,500. 11,500. Your bid online at 11,500. Once, twice, hammering away. Make no mistake, it's finished and done. 11,750 is back in. Would you like to go 12 now? 11,750. Hammer's still up. It's your last chance in fair warning. If you want to have a go on this one, it's going to sell once, twice, finished and done in 12's the bid. At 12,000 now. At 12,000, 12,000 underbidder. Would you like to go again? At 12,000, 12,000. And last chance in fair warning then. At 12,000, hammers up and away it goes. Once, twice, finished and done. And last chance in fair warning, and it sells at £12,000. Sold at 12,000. Thank you very much, online bidders there. £12,000 to 217 93, thanking you. Moving on down we go. Got something a little bit special next. It's lot number 135, 1989, and Lewis is going to tell you all about this.
Thank you very much, Tom. I'm going to start by saying I have a bit of beef with the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover, because last time I checked, that was the point of a cover. So I'm going to invent a new phrase instead, which is a worn chest may still have treasure inside, and I think that applies to nothing better than this Lotus Esprit Turbo SE. Now, there's a bit of a story behind this one. I alluded to at the beginning of our auction that one of the best parts of this are the stories behind the cars. Now, this car was going through a kind of restoration. It had a lot of mechanical work done, over £8,000 spent on it. It was maintained by a place called SJ Sports Cars. Now, unfortunately, the previous owner passed away before the car could be completed, and the car is now up for sale. But what that means is that you've got a car that, yes, obviously there's a lot of imperfections in the paintwork going around it, but you've got a perfectly functioning, working well, looked after Esprit Turbo SE, a car that, let me remind you, has a similar 0 to 60 time to that 911 Turbo. And it's, 13 years older? For an estimate of £7,500 to £9,500. I mean, the amount of fun per pound you could have in this car is absolutely extraordinary. Again, it was driven to the venue. It's got a fresh MOT. Mechanically, it's a very well sorted car. It's just the cosmetic imperfections. So you can either get yourself a cheap Esprit and just enjoy it as it is, take it out, make the most of it. You don't have to worry too much about whether someone's going to get a bit too close at a car show, or you've got the spare in the estimate that's there to go out, get it painted, make it look perfect. It's entirely up to you, but someone's done the hard part of the Lotus of making sure it's mechanically sound. And for that, I think this is a great opportunity and not one to miss. And again, it's got a fresh MOT. It's only done 37,000 miles. Overall, could be a really fun car. But to find out what it's going to go for, I'll hand back over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Lewis. There we go. Look at this. Bidding's already been going off online. It started at 4, 4.5, 5. I got 5.5. I got 6. I got 6.5. I got 7. That's £7,000. We start amongst my commission bids here at £7,000. That's 7,000, 7,000, 7,000. Say 7.5 next, Molly. Give them 8,000's bid. I'm going to be really awkward here, and I'm going to go 8.3, and I'll ask for 8.4 next. 8,003's bid with me. We're going hundreds now. 8,003's bid amongst my commission bidders. Takes my commission bidders out. That's 8,004 at 8,004 online. 8.5 on the phones, not you online. Just flip that around. Telephone bidder at 8,005. We sell today at 8,005. Would anyone like to go 8.6? 8.6 is online. Can we say 8.8 next? We're going 200s if we can. 8.7, all right. At 8,007. At 8,700 is the bid. 8,008, gentleman's bid in the room. At 8,008, would anyone like to go 8.9? 8.9's online. At 8,009. 10. 9. 9,000's bid. 9.1. 9.1, gentleman's bid. Not you online. 9.2's online. 9.3, room bidder. 9.4. On the phones at 9,004. 9.5, gentleman's back in. Not you online. At 9,005, needs to be 9.6, telephones are online. At 9,005 is against you both. 9.6 is in, telephone bidder. 9.7. At 9,007. 9.8's in online. 9.9, gentleman's bid. 10,000 now. Can I say 10.2 anywhere else? At £10,000, try go 200s if we can. At £10,000 is the bid. Take 10.2 anywhere else. It's on the telephone here. It's going to sell today, so make no mistake. Like to see 10.2 next. At 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Are we finished and done then? 10.2's in online. 10.4 is your next bid. At 10,002. 10.4. 10.4, gentleman's bid in the room. At 10,004, telephones are out and walking away. Online, it's you and a gentleman in the room. At 10,400, but you're out at the minute. At 10,004, your bid, sir. At 10,004, anyone else for 10,006? Last chance in fair warning. Hammers up then, and away it sells this time. 10,006 is in online. At 10,006, would you like 10.8? 10.8 you do. Thank you, sir. At 10,008, gentleman's bid. Make it 11 online. 11 straight back in this time. Walks away now at £11,000. Currently with you in West Sussex at the minute. At 11,000, 11,000. At 11,000, would anyone else like to come back in for another two? At £11,000, 11,200, new bidder, Liverpool bidder there. At 11,004 now. West Sussex is back in at 11,004. At 11,400, 11,400. Would you like to go one more, online or anywhere else? 11,004. Hammers up then. Last chance in fair warning at £11,400 and 11,600 is bid. Liverpool's back at 11,006. 11,600, 11,600. At 11,600, are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning. Hammers up and away it sells at 11,008. 11,800's back in at 11,800, 11,800. Would you like to go 12 online? If not, we're selling at 11,800 once. 11,800 twice, and 12,000 now. At 12,000's the bid. At 12,000, 12,000 coming back in for two. At 12,000, hammers up again. At 12,000, once, twice, finished and done. Last chance, fair warning online. Off to Liverpool it goes. At 12,000, finished and done then at £12,000. Sold at 12,000. Thank you very much there. Liverpool bidder at £12,000, 101.89. Moving on down the list we go. Lot number 136, 2004 Bentley Continental GT. Look at this one here. I'm straight in at £3,500 and £4,000. At 4,000, we start with me. Say 4,500 if anyone wants to come in. Bentley Continental GT here. 4,500 is bid. Thank you online. At 4,005, I got 5,000 with me. At 5,000 now, say 5,500 for one more. At £5,000 is the bid. At 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. We'll go in 250s now. Would anyone like a quarter bite here? At £5,000 is the bid. Now 5,250. Takes my commission bid out. Thank you online. You're in. At 5,250's bid. Say 5,500 next. At 5,250, 5,500 you do. Bentley Continental GT. Look at it there. The monster sat there. At 5,005 is your bid online. At 5,005. Say 750 to go again. At 5,005. At 5,000, 5,005 is the bid now at 5,005. Are we finishing done? I'll tell you what, I'll go 5,600, but make your bids nice and quick if you're coming in. We're in the hundreds now. At 5,005, are we finished and done? At 5,000, 5,005. At 5,500 is the bid now at 5,005. Last chance, fair warning, finishing done with the online bidder this time then. At 5,500 once. At 5,500 twice. 5,600 sneaking in Warwickshire at 5,006. Say 5,700 to go again. At 5,006, are we finished? Are we done? At £5,600 is the bid now at 5,006. Like to see 5,700 to go again. We'll count it down then with the online bidder here in Warwickshire at the minute. At 5,600 once. At 5,600 twice. Last chance, fair warning. 5,600 and submitting the bid today at 5,006. Provisionally with you. £5,600, that is a provisional bid, 13538. Moving down the list, we go to lot number 137. We go to the 1993 a Volvo 850 SE. I'm straight in on this one at 2.5, 3. At £3,000, say 3,200 next. At 3,000's the bid. At £3,000. At 3,000 coming in for the two. At £3,000 is the bid now at 3. We'd like to see 3,200 next if we can. At 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Volvo 850 SE here. At just £3,000 we start amongst my commission bidders then. At £3,000. At 3,000, 3,000. Anyone for two. At 3,000 are we finished and done then? Last chance in fair warning. This time and away. At 3,000 once. 3-1. 3-1, okay. At 3-1. Beats my commission as well. You're in online. At 3,001, say 3,200 next. At 3,001 is the bid now at 3,001. At 3,001, Stockport bidders in. At £3,100 is the bid now at 3,001. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance, fair warning then at 3,100. I submit the bid today at £3,100 finished and done. That's your bid online at 3,100. That is a provisional bid there at £3,100. Thank you very much online. Moving on to lot number 138. This time is the 1997 Alfa Romeo Spider. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What a cool looking car this is. Alfa Romeo Spider here. I'm in at 3, 3.5, 4. £4,000 I start. Say 4,005 next. Lovely little Alfa here. At just £4,000 is the bid now at 4. Would anyone like to go 4,500? At 4,005 you do. Thank you online. I'm out already. Scunthorpe's in. At 4,005. At 4,005. 5,000 now. Kent bidder this time at £5,000. Find another that looks this good. At such little money here. At 5,000 you're in the lead in the minute in Kent. At 5,000's the bid. I'll tell you what, Molly, we'll go 5-2. We'll run in 200s, but make your bids nice and quick online. We'll see where it gets to today. Take 200 now at £5,000. At 5,000, 5,000. Would anyone like to go 5-2? Lovely little alpha here. 5-2 you do. Thanking you. Next bid's 5-4 to come back in. At 5,004. At 5-4, 5-4, 5-4. At 5,400, take 5-6 if you wish to go again. Are we finished and done here on the alpha? 5,004. At 5,000, 5,400 is the bid now at 5,004. Last chance in fair warning then. This time and away. At 5,006 is bid. Kent bidders back in now at 5,006. At £5,600 is the bid now at 5,006. Take it to 5.8 if you wish to go again under bidder. You're coming back in for one more. At £5,600 is the bid. At 5.6, 5.6. Last chance in fair warning then at 5,600 once. At 5,600 twice. Finished and done then. Last chance fair warning at £5,600. That is your bid in Kent at £5,600. We've got a little way to climb on that, but we'll get in touch and we'll tell you where you need to be to bidder number 2100. Thanking you. Moving on down we go. Lot number 139. Lot number 139, 1936, the Riley MPH replica. Look at this for a car, ladies and gentlemen. What a classic it is indeed. I'm going to go straight in at 10. I'll say 11 next. At 10,000's bid. On the Riley here. At 11,000. Welcome to you in Lancashire there. At 11,000, 12. 12,000's bid. Say 13 to go again. On the Riley here. At 12,000, 12,000. 13 for one more. At £12,000 we start. At 13 bid. Thanking you. At 13,000 now. Lancashire bidders back. At 13,000, 13,000. Say go 5. 13,500 next. Anyone would like another 500? At 13,000's the bid. At 13,000, 13,000. Say 500 if you're coming in. At 13,000, 13,000. Are we finishing done at just £13,000? The last chance in fair warning then. At just £13,000, I'll count it down. At 13,500, 14,000, 14,000, 14,000. At 14,000's bid. Say 500 to go again. At 14,000, are we finishing done? The last chance in fair warning online. At 14,000, 14,000. I'll count it down then. At 14,000 once. At 14,000 twice. Finished and done. Last chance, fair warning at £14,000. That is provisional online at £14,000. And that's 8812. Can bidder 839 go and see, pardon? 389, go and see Johnny, please. I think they got a deal going on there. If bidder 389 goes to see Johnny, thank you very much. And also, lot number 114 sold away at £27,000 on the Porsche Turbo. So thank you to whoever left that bid as well. That is now yours. Moving on down, we go to lot number 140 next. And lot number 140, 2003 Mercedes-Benz. It's the CLK 500. It's not any CLK. It's the Kleeman as well. Look at this. Lovely little Mercedes this is. I'm straight in at 3, 4, and I'd like to see 4.5 next if I can. At £4,000. At 4,000's bid. At 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Like to see 4.5 next if we can on the Kleeman here. At £4,000 we start. At 4,000's the bid. Would anyone like to go 4.5? At 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Are we finished and done then? Maiden bid on the book with me at 4,005. And my bid is out. Thank you online. You're in. At 4,005. Say 5,000 for one more. At 4,005 is bid. At 4,000, 4,005. I'll take 750 if anyone wants the small bite. At 4,500 now. Would you like to go again anywhere else? At 4,005. The bid is online here. At 4,000, 4,005. At 4,500, are we finished? Are we done? Last chance, fair warning, this time and away. At 4,500, once, twice, finished and done at £4,500. We'll submit the bid with you online at 4,500. Missed the number there, I'll guess it in a minute. 4,500, provisional. Moving on down we go to lot number 141. This time is the Triumph TR7. Lovely little Triumph this is. Have a good look here. I've got loads of commission bids on the book with me. I'm just going to go straight in. Oh, we're going to have a problem here, Molly. 1,000 is my bid. £1,100 is your bid. 1,2 with me. 1,3, 1,4, 1,5 is my bid. And I need to see 1,6 next. At 1,005, thank you very much. At 1,005 on the book with me. At 1,005, like to see 1,600 if anyone else wishes to have a go. Starting amongst the commission bids here at 1,005. Say 1,006 if you wish to go again. Online bidder, that's not you, by the way. 1,006 it is now. Welcome to you in Surrey. At 1,006, just press undo, it should bring it back in. There we go. At 1,006 is your bid online, don't you worry. At 1,500, my commission bid is out. 1,600, you're in online. Say 1,700 from anywhere else. It's going to sell today. At 1,006. At 1,000, 1,600. Off to Surrey it goes then. Hammers up. Would anyone else like to have a go on this one? At 1,600, once, twice, finished, done, and selling. Sold at 1,006. Thank you very much to bidder number 21812. Moving on, we go lot number 142, 1959, Armstrong Siddeley, and over to you, Lewis.
Thank you very much, Tom. Now, the name Armstrong Siddeley, if you're a geek like me, probably goes to aircraft. But for a period, they did make cars, and this was the very last one that they made. Not exact car, but this was the last model that they made. The Armstrong Siddeley Star Sapphire, based on the Sapphire. Arrived in 1958, and really Armstrong Siddeley were in that kind of region when you traditionally think of your Bentleys, even Jaguar back then were more into that kind of field, and they were extraordinarily luxurious and smooth cars. I mean, I love the Sphinx bonnet emblem. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but if Ben just has a look inside, look at that. Lovely shades of cream and coffee all over, and I've got to say, we took this out for pictures in the New Forest, and it was elegantly smooth to drive and very comfortable. Those seats, probably one of the best cars in this building to have a nap inside if you were so inclined. But this car, it's been very well looked after by the vendor. He's told us that it's in fact never been out in the rain. It's got a 4-litre straight six, and it's only done on the odometer 36,000 miles. And it is such a big luxury car. Absolutely gorgeous woodwork inside as well. And again, just a car that you don't see very often, a great history and a great story behind it, with an estimate of £15,000 to £17,000 for a low mileage, well-preserved example of a bit of British motoring history. But anyway, I'll head back over to you, Tom.
Thanking you very much there, Lewis. Look at this one then, the Armstrong Siddeley here. I got commission bid 8,000, 9,000, and I'd like to see 10 next. At £9,000, we start on the book with me here, at £9,000. At 9,000's the bid. Anyone for 10? At £9,000 we start. Yeah. 10 you do online. Thank you. Takes my commission bid out there. At 10,000 you're in online. Say 11 for one more. At 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Would anyone else like to have a go now? At £10,000 is the bid. I'll tell you what, I'll take 10,500. Would anyone like to come in for a 500? At 10,000 is the bid. At 10,000, 10,000 with you currently online bidder there. At 10,000, 10,000. At 10,000, say 5 to go again. At £10,000 is the bid now at 10. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance in fair warning then. At £10,000, I will submit the bid today, so make no mistake. At 10,000, 10,000 once. At 10,000 twice. Finished and done. Last chance in fair warning then. Away it goes with the online bidder at 10,000. That is yours provisionally online, 2110, £10,000. That is a provisional bid. Thanking you. Moving on down the list we go. Lot number 143. Have a good look at this one. 1993. Gotta love a Saab. It's the 900S convertible. A couple of people think so here. I'm going to go straight in at 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6. We start with me. Amongst my commission bidders here at 3,006. Say 3,800 for one more. On the Saab at 3,006. At 3,006 is bid. At 3,000, 3,006, 3,800, 4,000 now. At £4,000 with me on the book here. At 4,000, say 2 for one more. At 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. 200 to go again. At 4,000 is the bid now at 4. Are we finished and done with any? And we're selling today, so make no mistake. Hammers up. At £4,000 is the bid now at 4. At 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Would anyone like another 2? At £4,000 is the bid. Are we finished? Are we done? Last chance online. I'm going to sell it to my commission bidder this time and away then. Hammers up and away it sells at £4,000. Sold it, 4,000 to my commission bidder there, which was 3,010. Moving on down we go. Lot number 144. Lot number 144. 1958 Ford F100. Have a good look at this one in the corner there. The short bed pickup. As cool and quirky vehicles goes, this definitely has some character about it, and I'm straight in at just £5,000. At 5,000, let's say 5,500 next. We're going 500s if we can. At 5,000's bid. At 5,000, 5,000's the bid. Say 5,500 to go again. Would anyone like to have a go here on the F100? Ford pickup then at £5,000. At 5,000, 5,000's the bid. Say 5,500 to go again. At £5,000, are we finishing done? Is that all we're going to see today? Surely not. At 5,000's the bid. At 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Last chance in fair warning this time and away then at just £5,000. Once, twice. Finished and done at £5,000 with my commission bidder here at 5,000. That is very provisional on that one. If you left that commission bid, we will be in touch with you, and you've got a little way to climb. Moving on, down we go. Lot number 145. Lot number 145 is the 1975. It's the Jensen Healey Mark II convertible. This is a cool car indeed. Classic British 2-litre sports car, it says here. I've got nothing on my book on this one, and it absolutely surprises me. Would anyone like to start me off at £2,000 today? 2,000, won't go any lower. That's the starting point on this one. If you wish to kick it off today, it's got to be 2. 2,000, thank you online. We'll say 2,500 next, Molly, if we can. At £2,000. With you online at the minute at just £2,000. Jensen Healey Mark II convertible starting off today at just £2,000. Would anyone like to go 2,500? At 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. At £2,000 is the bid now at 2. Are we finishing done? I'll tell you what, let's go to 250 then. We'll take the quarter bike. Shouldn't need to, but we will. At 2,250 you do. Thank you online. You're in at the minute. Say 2,500 if your underbidder wants to come back for one more. At 2,250 is the bid. At 2,250 bid. At 2,250, 2,500. Thank you, sir. At 2,005, gentleman's bid in the room. At 2,005. At 2,000, 2,005. Say 750. I thought that was a bid then. I think it was a wave. At 2,500 is a bid. At 2,000, 2,005. Almost had a car. At £2,500 is the bid now at 2,005. At 2,005. Anyone else coming in now? Last chance in fair warning. I'll submit the bid today then. Gentleman's bid at 2,500 once, twice. Finished and done at 2,500. That is provisionally with you, sir. Can I just see your paddle? At 2,005. Thank you very much. To bidder number 380. That's provisional at 2005. Thanking you. Moving on down we go. Another one of the lovely Porsches in today's sale. We've had a good selection of Porsches today. This one's the 1986. It's the 944. It's a 3-litre S2 conversion with 13 years. A current keeper there. Look at that there. With the dark colour wheels and the red paint where it looks absolutely great indeed. I'm in at 3, 3-2, 3-4's bid. At 3,004 now. Say 3-6 to come in. At 3,004 is bid. At 3,004. Say 3,600 to have a go on this one here. A lovely little Porsche. Surely there's 3,600. At 3,004 is bid. 3,600. 3,800's bid. At 3,008. Go 4 if you want to go again. At 3,008. At 3,000, 3,800 pounds now. At 3,008. 4's bid. 4,200. I'm going to have to go 4,400. At 4,004 on the book with me. Say 4,600 to go again. At 4,004 is the bid now at 4,004. At 4,400. 4,400. 4,400. At 4,400, are we finished and done then? At £4,400. The commission bid with me on the book, so make no mistake, at 4,004. I'd like to see 4,600 next if I can. We go once at 4,004. We go twice at 4,400. Then if we're finishing done at 4,600 is bid. At 4,006. At 4,006, my commission's out. At 4,600 is the bid. At 4,006, I'll do them after. At 4,006. At 4,006. I'll tell you what, go 4,700 if anyone else wants to have a go. If not, we submit the bid today. Off to Cheshire at the minute. At 4,600 is the bid then once. At 4,600 is the bid then twice. Last chance. Fair warning then at £4,600. That is your bid online at £4,600. Right, moving on down we go to lot number 147. And there we go, 1946 is the Standard 8. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Another beautiful classic car here in today's auction. Look at the paintwork on it. Look how good this one looks. I'm straight in at 2, 2.5. I'm going to go 3, and I'd like to see 3-2 next if we can, Molly. At £3,000 and take 2. At 3,000's bid. At 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Anyone to come in for 2? At 3,002 you do. I've got 3,400 though. Make it 3,600 online. At 3,004 with me on the book. At 3,000, 3,004. Anyone for 3,600? On the Standard 8 at just £3,400 is the bid now at 3,004. At 3,004 is the bid. At 3,000, 3,000. Yeah, I'll take it, sir. It beats my commission bid. Thanking you. At 3,500, gentleman's bid. At 3,005. I'm out, you're in. 3.6 is in online. We'll stay in the hundreds for you. Would you like 3.7, sir? 3.7 on the telephone. 3.8? 3.8's bid, gentleman's bid. At 3,008. 3.9. Was that 4, sir? 4's bid, thanking you. At 4,000 now. At 4,000 bid. Take 4,250. Yeah, we'll do it. 4,250 is a bid. Bid's a bid. 4,250's bid. Go 50. Would you like 4.3 to round it up, sir? At 4,250's bid. On the telephones here. 4.3. We'd like to see 4.4 next. We're going hundreds now. At 4,003. 4.4 you do. Thanking you. At 4,004 with our telephone bidder. At 4,004. Take it to 4.5 online or anywhere else. At 4,004 is the bid. At 4,000, 4,004. Are we finishing done online? Would you like to come back in for one more? At 4,400 is the bid then. I'll count it down. Make no mistake. On the telephones here. At 4,400 once. Fine. That bid's a bid. 4,445's coming online. I'll take 50s again then. At 4,005. At 4,005. 4,750, even better. Thank you. At 4,750's bid. And we're on sale. I'll take 5,000 next. It goes today at 4,750. Go 4.8, Molly, and then we'll go in hundreds again. At 4,750. 4.8, 4.9 telephone. It's going to sell today. 5 bid. Take it to 5.1 online. I like this telephone bidder. They can come again. At 5,000's the bid. At 5,000, 5,000's bid. Say 5.1 for one more. We finished and done. Last chance, fair warning. I sell this time and away. On the telephone once. On the telephone twice, finishing done at £5,000. Sold telephone. Sorry, I didn't see it. I just did it on the telephone. Sorry, online. Just missed out. The hammer was just down. Once the hammer's down, I can't do it. If it was unsold, I would do it. But £5,000, telephone bidder there. Sorry, online. You just missed out by a flick of a button. There we go. Moving on to lot number 148. Before we do, ladies and gentlemen, lot number 133, the Ford Sierra, sold. Lot number 130, Golf GTI, sold. Lot number 108, the MG Magna, sold. That's what we say when you go to do your provisional bids. You want to be in front of the queue because those three are now sold to the highest bidders. There we go. Moving on to lot number 148, 1956. It's the Austin 835 van. Whoa, where are we going to go on this one there? Starting off with your bids. I got nothing on the book, so we'll go there. 2,000. I'd like to see 2.5 next at £2,000 with the Norfolk bidder. Lovely little van this is at just £2,000. Nothing on my book. Online's in at 2,000. Say 2.5 if anyone wishes to have a go. At £2,000. At 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. At £2,000 is the bid now at 2. At 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Take 2.2 if anyone else wants to have a go. Won't go any lower. We've got a little way to climb. I will submit the bid today at 2,000. 2.2's bid. Thank you. At 2,002. 2.4's next if you're coming in. At 2,002. At 2,002. Would you like to go 2.4? A little money here still. At just £2,200 is the bid. Take it to 2.4 if anyone else wishes to have a go. Last chance in fair warning. I will submit the bid today. Make no mistake. Once, twice. Finished and done at 2,004's in. At 2,004. Thank you there. Norfolk bidder, you're back. At 2,004, say 2.6 for one more. At 2,004 is the bid. At 2,000, 2,004, once, twice, finished and done. Last chance, fair warning at £2,400. We'll submit the bid there at 2,004. A little way to climb. 2,004 we go, and that is to bidder number 678. Thanking you. Lot number 149, 1987 Jaguar XJ. And I'm going to go over to you, Lewis.
Thank you very much, Tom. And this isn't just any XJ. This is an XJ SC, which is a very interesting little design. Obviously, when it comes to convertibles, there's a camp that argues that you're sacrificing a lot of rigidity in the chassis, and that can lead to trade-offs when it comes to driving. So you want the roof down, you want to enjoy the sun, but you don't want to sacrifice that drivability. Jaguar's solution was to have this two-step, almost Targa-type roof, where you've got this central bit that comes out and then a more traditional roof at the back that comes through. You've still got the structural support in the front, still gives you the rigidity to add to the drivability of the car. But this one in particular is a very interesting example. I mean, in this gorgeous kind of champagne-y color with the pinstripes, it's very Jag. But as well, it's only done 47,000 miles, 2 former keepers. It's had a light restoration and recommissioning. It presents absolutely beautifully. And I'd say this is probably one of the best examples of what is already quite a rare configuration. And with a big V12 at the front, I know some people prefer the 6 cylinders, but personally, it may be thirsty, but it's a big V12. Look at the size of that bonnet. That's supposed to have a V12 in it. But again, MOT Trail supports the mileage. There's a whole host of paperwork with this. At 15,000 to 17,000 pounds, this is a very, very elegant car that I think someone will be very at home with, although there might be an oil painting in the back, so I'd check that. But to find out how much it's worth, I'll hand over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much there, Lewis. There we go. The 1987 is the Jaguar XJ. Where are we going to go on this one? Start me off. Someone get the bidding going. Who's got £5,000 to start? Seems little money here for an XJS then. XJSC, I should say. 5's bid. At 5,000, go 6 next. At 5,000's the bid. At 5,000, we start with the online bidder here. Little money this is. 6's bid. Thanking you. At £6,000. At 6,000, take it to 7 now. Surely there's one more. At 6,000's the bid. At 6,000. At £6,000 is the bid now at 6. At 6,000. Take it to 7. I'll tell you what, go 6.5. Anyone want to go 500 for 500 more? At 6,000's the bid. 6.5, thank you, Brighton's back. At 6,005. Would you like to go 7 now? At 6,005 is the bid now at 6,005. At 6,500 we're bid. At 6,005, currently in Brighton at the minute. At 6,005, take it to 7 for one more. Surely there's more on this. We got a little way to climb. At 6,500, 7 you do. Thank you online. Take it to 5 again. At 7,000. At 7,000's the bid. At 7,000. Are we finished and done then at just £7,000? Online, Brighton, would you like 7.5? Hammers, not up. At 7,000 once. At 7,000 twice, finished and done. I'm going to submit the bid today with you online at 7,000. If we're finished and done, would anyone else like to have another 5? If you're thinking about it, now's your chance. At 7,000 once, twice, finished and done. Then at £7,000, 5's back in Brighton. Thank you. At 7,005. At 7,500. At 7,500, we're bid. At 7,005, take it to 8 now if you wish to go again. At 7,005, little money here on the Jaguar XJ SC V12 at just 7,005. At 7,575, I'll count it down now then. At 7,500, once, twice, finished and done. Last chance, fair warning at 7,005. That's your bid online provisionally there at £7,500. Got a little way to climb, unfortunately, but we'll see what we can do. 5,284, thanking you. There we go. Only 2 left to go today, ladies and gentlemen. This one here, 2000 Mercedes-Benz. It's the S55 AMG there in the blue as well. It's got the naturally aspirated AMG V8 in it. What a machine this is. I'll tell you what, has anyone got £3,000 to start me off today? That's little money, isn't it, for a Mercedes? Start me off for £3,000. Anyone interested at 3? 3,000 to start, surely. Coming in. 333. 2,000's on the book with me here. I'll start it there. At 2,000's a bit. We'll go 2-2 next. We'll go in 200s. We'll see where it gets to. Bid nice and quick, if you will, on this one. At 2,000's the bid. Say 2-2 if you're coming in. 2-2 you do. Thanking you. At 2,004 is my bid. At 2,004, 2-6 for one more. At 2,004 is the bid. At 2,000, 2004. Would anyone else like to come in for 2006? At 2004 is the bid now at 2004. Take it to 2,600 if you wish to go again. At just 2004 is the bid. Are we finished and done then? At £2,400. Surely there's more on this one. At 2004. At 2,000, 2004. I'll count it down. Make no mistake. Commission bidder here. At 2,400 once. At 2,400 twice. Finished and done then. Last chance. Fair warning then on the book with me at £2,400. That is provisional. Very long way to go on that one. £2,400 to bidder number 3952. Moving on, the last ride home today. Have a good look here. 1999. It's the BMW. It's the 528i Auto. I love the color on this one indeed. Who's got 3,000 to start me off? Let's not mess around today. 3,000 to start, surely. 333. What a car this is. At just £3,000. Kick it off. Anyone interested? Nothing on my book on this one. How about 2,000 to start? We need a starting point here. 2's the bid online. Thanking you at 2,000. Is that a bid? It's gone purple. Press undo. They might have bid 3. Ah, they did. Even better. Thank you, online. Let's go three. We're going quarters on this one. 250 next. At 3,000's the bid. Say 250 next. Online's in. Thanking you, online bidder. You're in at 3. Take 250 now. At 3,250, thanking you. At 3,250, next bid's 3,5. Currently with you in Scunthorpe at 3,250 the bid. At 3,250, 3,250. At 3,250, would anyone like to go 3,5? Cheap little BMW still this is. At just £3,250 is the bid now at 3,250. At 3,250, 3,250. At 3,250, we are bid. Last chance, fair warning. I submit the bid today then. Last chance, fair warning. Finished and done at £3,250. That's provisionally with you online there at £3,250. That is today's sale concluded with. Thank you very much to all you bidders in the room that made the effort to come today. It's lovely to see some familiar faces along with the new faces. You're always welcome at Manor Park Classics. Next auction, ladies and gentlemen, we got a cracking lineup coming up. On the 4th, we go with the motorbikes. On the 5th, we go with the cars. Get online, get over to the website. There's great selection over on the website already, so do not miss that one there. And we got generations of fast Fords in the car sale, from modern to new to old, so that's definitely worth having a good look at them. And also, as always, we got an amazing array of bikes to go on the Friday as well. So thank you very much for bidding today. Thank you very much to you that watched on YouTube. Look forward to seeing you all as we go again in a couple of weeks' time on the 4th and 5th of September. Thank you for now.